So we're at the Buckley Old Engine Show here in Buckley, Michigan. And we see engine number 7, an 040 tank engine, built in 1918 by Alco. And coming into the barn here. Got a nice surprise. This here is the Spirit of Traverse City. 15-inch gauge steam train that used to run out the Traverse City Zoo in Traverse City, Michigan. It's number 400. And it's a 442 Atlantic type steam locomotive. Painted green is the builder's plate. In Massachusetts. It is a live steam engine, and formerly the Spirit of Traverse City. I don't know if they're going to keep calling it here or not. Runs on gas. I think it's propane. It's nice tender. Here's the in-cab view. Pretty simple running engine. This one, you can see the pressure gauge up in there. And it also has the 3 cars, open roof stock cars. Got a yellow one, a green one, and a red one down here. Right now they're building a 15-inch gauge railroad out here on the show grounds. Hopefully they'll be ready in the next couple of years for it. Because it can't go back to Traverse City now that they've closed, the zoo just closed that line down. We're actually in the area where they service the engines for the standard gauge line here at Buckley. Hopefully they'll be able to build a nice little track for this thing in here too. Anyway, coming out here, we got engine number 207, which is another 040 tank engine built by Alco. This one in 1923. I believe both of these engines ran out on the DT&I. These ones switched around the power plants. Can't remember if it was be like the Consumers plant, or it'd probably be Detroit Edison, or one of their smaller power generating plants. But it's another 040T. They don't have the tanks on the top. Instead, in order to run these, there's a tank in one of the open cars that's blocked off that holds the water that goes into the boiler. Both of them actually run. This one I think needs some work done on it or to run again. It might be down for its federal inspection, so it's not operating this year. Anyway, we have a Sheffield speeder here and some other speeders down here. Anyway, sorry about that. I guess this will be part 2 of around the shop area at Buckley. I ran out of space on the memory stick before I could finish. So this is the Central Vermont wooden caboose. Yeah, they painted it recently, like the last couple of years, because it used to have the CV logo on it still. Maybe one day it will be running again. There's also down here is a Plymouth gasoline switcher being worked on. This one's pretty good size too. I'm not sure. I think it might be an 18, maybe a 20 tonner. So probably late 1920s built. I don't have any information on that right now. There's the access for the tracks to the main line. They said they hope to expand it a little bit in the coming years when they get some more money. There's some pretty tight curves in here. We had to actually slow to almost a stop to get through them. Anyway, so we got some workshop in there. That's wood. And actually in here is a Fairmont speeder. This one's standard gauge. Saw one out on the Huckleberry Railroad a few weeks ago. This one was built in 1966. Coming out here, we'll look at the train. So, we got a Stillwell coach, built in about 1923, I think. Formerly used in commuter service, like most Stillwell coaches were. We also have two open cars, one at the front, one at the end here. Former Pere Marquette boxcars. So that's what consists of the train today. We're gonna go down and look at the other stuff, which is around the bend here. Some old Ann Arbor stuff. So stay tuned. Okay. Okay, so we're back here in the very back of the Buckley showgrounds, and you can see the body of a tender. That's not actually for steam locomotives, it's actually for a steam crane. The old Ann Arbor steam crane. It used to be based in Owasso. I'll get to that in a minute, but first we got a yellow 40-foot boxcar. It used to be on the Little Travers Scenic Railway. It is no more. And it's on a little stub track here. It's not even connected to anything. Then we got an Ann Arbor 40-foot boxcar. This one with the Ferry in the Fog logo. I believe it's 1233, and it's actually under restoration by the Railroad Historical Society of Northwest Michigan, as you can see on the side. And it's being restored along with an Ann Arbor caboose up here. Down here we have an Ann Arbor work flat car. Again, this one probably was based in Owasso, but if not, it was probably up here near Cadillac at that shop. Got a little derrick car here and some more machines. As you can see, a lot of the store stuff is put on this flat car. And yeah, it is 1233, that is the box car. Some switch stands and rails. Here's a closer look at some of the work cars. We got some stub flat cars. I think they're about 25 feet. At least this one is. It's got some old shop machinery on it. And this one has crane pieces. This is the crane tender. Not the fuel tender like we just saw earlier, but this is the boom car that the boom would stretch over. I believe it's a 120-ton Bucyrus crane built in 1912 and stationed in Owasso quite a while. I think until about 1980, something like that, before it was moved around and finally found a home up here. Yeah, see, here's the builder's plate. So it's pretty rare, but I think they'd want to get it going. As you can see, all the wood siding on it is rotting off or has already disappeared. There should actually be some more metal pieces to the roof that go over that, but it's a steam-powered crane, and it would fit in pretty well here. If not, I know we'd like to have something like this in Owasso at the Steam Railroading Institute, but we just have no way to run it at the moment. It's, like I said, I think it's a 120-ton crane, so it can lift a boxcar like one of those. It's fully loaded and put back on the track, no problem. And along with it is this old N&W transfer caboose. This one actually used to run on the train out here. Now it is in bad need of attention, but they got the other three cars to run right now. See, it says it's built in '69 on there, no rebuild date. It's pretty rough for a '69 built car. It's got the friction bearing trucks on it too. Not sure if those are even the original, but they are caboose trucks. Anyway, here's the Ann Arbor caboose that they got, 2831, with the Ferry in the Fog logo on the side. The end windows here on the doors are all boarded up, and there's no step wells to get on and off of it. They're probably under restoration now. So that's a little look at the equipment out here. And as you can see, the caboose was last painted in 1979 down in Owasso, which makes sense because the Fairy in the Fog logo would have been in its prime at that time. So that's about it here for Buckley. So they got a lot of equipment stored out here that could be running if they ever got the money to run it. Of course, they said they want to fix up the tracks and make the curves a little more broad so that way it doesn't screech around there and wear down the wheels. Metal wheels wear a lot on steel. They don't really have the equipment here to do the wheels like they would in Owasso. So it'd be a real pain. So that's why they gotta get these tracks here a little more broad. So who knows, maybe one year it'll be a little longer ride and maybe a little less jolty. But yeah, hopefully one day we'll see a steam crane running. We can only hope for the future. They probably got a good $100,000 to get all that finished in there. So from Buckley, Michigan.